recognizes the gentleman from California's 15th District for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to all of our witnesses today. This is an incredibly important topic to my district. 15 years ago, a natural gas pipeline exploded in the Glenview neighborhood of San Bruno, just a few miles from my home in South San Francisco. Eyewitnesses said that the fireball shot over 1,000 feet into the air. The blast killed 8 people, injured dozens more, and destroyed or damaged more than 100 homes. The impact on the community was devastating and long-lasting, and it's exactly why we need to get this right. An NTSB report concluded that, quote, no one knew whether the pipeline under San Bruno was safe, not the utility, not the state regulators, and not the federal regulators, end quote. They went on to call it a failure of the entire system, a system of checks and balances that should have prevented this disaster. So, Mr. Caram, can you walk us through the root causes of the 2010 San Bruno explosion, specifically the organizational breakdowns and regulatory gaps that allowed such a catastrophe to occur?
Well, I can do my best. It's been a little while since I've looked at that NTSB report, but I recognize we're coming up on 15 years in September, and my heart goes out to that community and your community. There was a section of pipe there that I don't think a lot of operators would consider pipe, and because of the lack of initial testing standards, requiring to pressure test that pipe, it was never allowed to fail under that hydro test to discover that it wasn't capable of handling that pressure of natural gas. A lot of that came from acquisitions and lack of record keeping through acquisitions from company to company. And so the NTSB report had a long list of recommendations on how operators could get to know their system to make sure that they would be able to identify if there were that kind of rogue pipe somewhere in their system susceptible to fail. And PHMSA has, it took a long time, but they have enacted a series of rulemakings in response to those recommendations, and there are some real improvements in those regulations that they've passed. Unfortunately, because of the non-application clause and cost benefit, not all of the NTSB recommendations were able to be implemented by PHMSA. Some of those key recommendations.
Thank you for that. So under the Trump administration, PHMSA's enforcement actions have dropped to record lows, and nearly all of the agency's senior career staff has left. The agency has also delayed publishing a rule on gas leaks. Instead of prioritizing safety, unfortunately, the administration has proposed slashing PHMSA's budget by $16 million and threatened to withhold funding from your organization, Mr. Caram, the Pipeline Safety Trust. So given all of that, my question is to you again, sir. What does Congress need to do to ensure that pipelines are actually safer today than they were 15 years ago?
I think Congress serves a critical oversight role, authorizing the appropriate level of funding, appropriating that funding, and then overseeing how they are implementing the Pipeline Safety Act. Hearings such as this can do that. Hearings with PHMSA would be helpful as well. Congress asked PHMSA to, in its oversight role, asked PHMSA to produce a web chart showing its progress towards all of the mandates towards rulemaking, and required that that be updated on a monthly basis. And I think that's a key piece of oversight. It's also key for members of the public to really see where those rulemakings are prioritized. And the last time I checked, that hadn't been updated since January.
Appreciate the renewed attention on this. Thank you all for your testimony. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, gentlemen.